There's a second case that Drake is involved in right now. The only problem is that they refuse to name him. They continue to hide his identity. And I think the main reason is because of the name that he used to go by at this hotel. When he was at this hotel, he went by the name Richard Fitzenwell. This is also the same name that he has for a other LLC that he had for a other property that he had purchased by Matthew Stafford. This is how we know that this is Drake's actual alias and that he's confirmed to be a VIP here. However, the problem that we're facing is that during the time of this lawsuit, they refuse to name Drake. They refuse to say his name, even though there's multiple videos and multiple sources out there that prove that Drake was there staying at this hotel around this time. You can see that this was posted on July 18th. You could also hear in that same video Weintraub protests at the Mark Hotel. You can check out this video if you want to know more of that, because right now this is an update. It looks like Ebony Prince is deciding to help with this case, at least for a fee. But right now, it looks like he's trying to paint a timeline that would add up to what Weintraub is claiming. In a recent post, Ebony Prince has said that when the rat fell from the drop ceiling onto Mr. E. Caraballo while he was at his desk, I was given a blank check to dispose of over $1 million worth of goods. I indeed diverted them to the House of Ebony by way of an in-house NGO, which would be like a non-governmental organization. Why would they allow that creep to lie? And I'm not sure who Mr. Caraballo is, but I did find an Edwin Caraballo, and he did in fact work for the Mark around this time. Also, he did later end up working for another hotel. So this could be the person that he's referring to. Another thing, after this post, he had posted these pictures, and you could see that he is sending them out to this person with the initials SC with a different email altogether. It says, good morning, Mr. C. As we spoke of yesterday, we are delighted to have you take these donation items off of our hands. Due to an overwhelmingly paparazzi and fanatic presence at our property last night, I was unable to write and fulfill the details in this email. I will follow up with you tomorrow with a very much more detailed email to include all the parties that we spoke of. Thank you again for being able to assist us in disposing these items, and we hope that they find homes with individuals who will truly appreciate them. This is signed by Ebony Prince. Now, the key part that I want you to take note about this email is that it was posted on July 19th of 2023. This is the same time that Drake is there at the hotel. This was posted July 18th. This is July 19th. In a way, when he's posting these emails, what he's really doing is not only proving the fact that he was getting rid of these items legitimately and not stealing them because Drake had claimed him of theft, but he's also putting Drake in the same timeline as everything happening. When the paparazzi's there, when they're doing all of this, this is because Drake's there. The paparazzi is there because of Drake. The person responds to the email that Ebony Prince had sent to him. He says, good morning. Thank you for reaching out with this opportunity. It will help the many members of our community center who engage with us for a multitude of reasons. Please let me know what the next steps are. Looking forward to a productive partnership. Respectfully, SC. But the middle of his name, he puts Ebony, which only leads me to assume that Ebony Prince was working with somebody that's in the same organization as him, in the same group as him, the House of Ebonies. He got in contact with somebody else in the same organization as him to get rid of these items. He makes it clear as day when he says, can you see it? It's been in your face since the inception of this page. More on that tomorrow, which is new to me because I thought he was the only Ebony that was working with lost and found items. But it appears that he's reaching out to other members of his organization, and he's reaching out to them to disperse of these items or get rid of these items, maybe reaching out to somebody in his inner circle so that way he could still maneuver around them after he's gotten rid of them. But it's clear as day that he is definitely putting the timeline up in front of us to let us know that Drake is in fact there. And this is him backing up his name because remember, Drake called him a thief. But as you could see here, he tags everybody in this email who are working at the hotel the same time he is. So these official workers are aware that Ebony Prince is not a thief because this is how he got rid of the items. Yet when Drake made the call to the Mark, they automatically assumed that he was stealing. This is what triggered him, and this is what got him upset. But like I said, he tags that guy, Caraballo, and then he tags Anthony Gutierrez. The only reason why I know it's Anthony Gutierrez is because in Weintraub's case, he asked for a witness list. And one of the witnesses is Anthony Gutierrez and several other people. You could even see Walker is here and Drake is here also as VIP guests 1 and 2. Another person that he tagged was this person or this woman named Farah Falzaboy, and I was able to find her through this website right here. It says Farah Falzaboy, and she's been working at the Mark since 2021 till now. It says 21, 23 till present, And it says that she's been the director of marketing and communications. So again, he's tagging people that work there. So there's no way that he could have been considered a thief. He was doing his job. However, Drake spun it in a different narrative, claiming that he was stealing shit. But he responds to Mr. C. Good morning, Mr. C. Thank you for your patience. The next step would be to simply confirm which day of the week you would like to schedule and pick up these donation items. Since you already have the infrastructure necessary, truck, storage, space, and thrift shop, once the date is agreed upon by all necessary parties at the mark who have been included in this email, we should be able to start the transfer immediately. Our policy is to purge our lost and found repository every 2 weeks on Wednesdays for dispersal and union delegates, which means that by Friday, Saturday, we get back the unwanted items, which are then eligible for donation. Whichever day of the week is best for you after Saturday to effect the pickup, just respond to this email today so that all concerned parties will know and be able to disseminate to all necessary teams. Our most recent LNF Lost and Found purge was done on July 19th, 2023. We look forward to the long relationship with Blank, and the Mark cares about helping undeserved individuals in the New York City area. Thank you again. Yada, yada, yada. This is interesting. Like I said, July 19th, Drake is there, July 18th. And then this shirt that Drake is wearing, Ebony Prince has in his possession. It kind of makes you think, did they take all the items from Drake on July 18th and then just keep them for themselves and reported them to somebody else the following day? Either way, this is proving that the timeline that Weintraub is talking about is true. This is something that we've talked about and know that happens to be true. Even though it looks like Ebony Prince is doing the proper filing and notifying the proper people, it looks like the hotel still didn't care after the stuff was reported stolen. Like I said, you see, I always look out for people, even when it's not reciprocated. They called him a thief. He was upset that they called him a thief, even though he was doing everything by the book. But again, I think this is important to share because it's showing you the exact timeline of how everything was going down, which leads us to the new post that he had made today. He says, I'd say young Theodore and his little pet have been through enough. What do y'all think? Today is young Theodore's day, though. Just remember, all service staff accept tips, which I'm not sure if he's trying to hint towards like a bribe or something, because he posted an incident report that relates to Theodore Weintraub and his case against the Mark Hotel that could revolve around Drake. This case is a situation where he was protesting, and you could hear him in this video protest against Drake, and you could hear him in the background. This is a situation that incited a back and forth altercation between the protesters that Theodore Weintraub was running and the paparazzi that was there for Drake. Now, there is speculation that Drake's entourage was there when the protesters and paparazzi was going at it, and someone could have gotten into an altercation with Drake's entourage. But this incident report is basically a gold mine for Weintraub's case. Weintraub would definitely need this incident report to prove exactly what he needs to prove to the judge in the court. But I think when he says all service staff accept tips, I think he's willing to take like a bribe or something or some money for this incident report. At least that's what I'm getting from what he's saying right here. Because this incident report, depending on how it's detailed and how it's written inside, would definitely help Weintraub in his case against the hotel and naming Drake as somebody as VIP guest. We already know what Drake was going as at this hotel. Richard Fitzenwell, Dick Fitzenwell. Gee, I wonder why a hotel doesn't want to name Drake. Probably because his first name was Dick at this hotel, and there was a lot of freaky things going on, a lot of freaky things going off, allegedly. But there was a lot of questionable things, FBI agents, people, girls, going into rooms, all this other crazy stuff that Ebony Prince has insinuated. But just focusing on Weintraub right now and the timeline that he's putting in front of us, it's showing us that Drake was in fact there. He has incident reports about those situations in that timeline that could benefit Weintraub in this case against the Mark and reveal Drake in his identity, which is the point that he's trying to make in these tweets. He says, are the dates making sense? Now, the dates are making sense. They are matching up. And this incident report will definitely help Weintraub in his case. He posted something recently, like a few hours ago, saying it's almost noon in all of America. Young Theodore and Estes Law Group, are you ready? Fun fact, I always choose war. And then he has the situation or the incident report that triggered all of this, because Weintraub got kicked out for drinking at the Mark Hotel, and he's showing you that he has the incident report that proves that, even going as far back as 2022. Ebony Prince is showing you that I have everything. I have the timestamps. I have what Drake was going by. I have the items, and I have the information and transactions and conversations of what we're doing with those items, the people that were aware of me getting rid of the items, people that were also named witnesses in this hotel that were also named as people that Weintraub wants to bring out as witnesses. You could just see how everything just meshes up together. It's almost hard to keep track of it all. But what I could basically get from all of this is that he is definitely letting people know that he has stuff that could help Weintraub in his case. The real question is he going to give it to him? Is he wanting money for it? What is he exactly implying when he is trying to put this all out in front of us? He has never shared this incident report. This incident report is so important because not only will it help Weintraub's case, but it'll also tell us exactly in detail what happened that night when Drake was coming in and out of the hotel and Theodore Weintraub was there. There is speculation that Drake's entourage got into a fight with the protesters, or at least one of them by the name of John Doe, and was going at him, something going on. But either way, what I could tell you, all of these incident reports that Ebony Prince has would benefit Weintraub in his case, especially this one. I've never seen him post this one. I've never seen him show this one at all. And now that Weintraub's case is developing and updating, I feel like he is finally trying to come to an understanding with Weintraub, or maybe he's just trying to show him that he has information that he refuses to give him. Either or, it looks like we are confirming that Drake definitely was there. I don't know why the hotel refuses to give his name unless they're trying to hide some dirty secrets that Drake is tied to with the hotel. Y'all tell me. We'll keep it alleged. But I just wanted to give you all this update, bro. It is a lot of information, and there's probably more stuff to talk about in a live later on tonight. But y'all could tell me how you feel about this and get back to me, man. Y'all tell me how you feel about all of this information that he had posted recently and get back to me. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video, man. Peace. Keep it alleged.